And I hope that congregations will come away from the biennial, from our gathering there and from this Mission Summit experience with an understanding that Baptists have always been an experimental people, that we have always faced adaptive challenges with a willingness to try new forms of ministry. To find new forms of the expression of our faith and outreach to others. We're going to be celebrating three major events. One is the Emancipation Proclamation, 150th anniversary of the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. The whole issue of slavery was a huge adaptive challenge to the life of the church of that generation. American Baptists rose to that challenge in their work against slavery. And then following the war between the states, their work in the South to create schools and to provide for the full expression of the citizenship of those who had once been slaves. That was a huge adaptive challenge to our mission work and putting resources to work in the South, opening our mission work to women. The Women's American Baptist Home Mission Society was founded in the midst of that, recognizing their gifts and their calling. That was a huge adaptive challenge that we responded to. Saturday night, 200th anniversary of the arrival of the Judsons in Burma, the first American Baptist missionaries to go forth. Well, when the Judsons received their call, our theological orientation was Calvinist. The whole anti-missionary movement that was present among Calvinist leaning Baptists, because God had already determined people's salvation. And there was nothing that a missionary could do. And so there was a huge shift in Baptist life for us to become whosoever will Baptists, for us to reach out in mission with a passion for the world. And then Sunday night, the 375th anniversary of the founding of the First Baptist Church in America, representing the fact that Baptists were an adaptive movement within the life of the church. We arose because there was a sense that the church was not touching the everyday life of people, that spirituality was dead, and that there was a need to revive that personal relationship with God in the lives of believers. And so Baptists grew as an adaptive experiment in the life of the church. So I want people to go away from this mission conference, this conversation about the adaptive challenges we face today that we'll be looking at Saturday, talking with each other about. I want them to go forth with this, from this meeting, with a sense of encouragement from our history, but also a sense of freedom, a freedom to try new things, the freedom to ask, is there a way for us to be blessing to our community that we have not been? How do we live the life of Christ as a people in the midst of those who deal with despair, who deal with fear, who deal with a question about what future do I have in an economy that is up and down, where we see the gap between rich and poor growing ever wider?